Now we're going to skin one tab. You're going to want to go ahead and probably change the standard right off the bat and make a new one. I made a new one, obviously. It's called mine, but it just basically changes the colors and everything like that. You've got the background, the border. That's this thing here is the background. That's the border. Those are again just custom. Those are just regular color things you can change. Headers I don't use, but they're the group. There's all sorts of header options which I also don't use. You can change how it says it, what it says, the text, the font, the width, all that stuff. I don't use that, so I don't really care. There's monitor aggro. There is an aggro bar. You can't see it, but it's right above my character's head. It's if you have aggro, there's a little red bar that flashes. And it also puts these little bold things around your name, so I know if you have aggro or not. You can use fluid bars. That just makes it less choppy. I find that lags out my Healbot quite a bit, so I don't use that, but you're more than welcome to if your machine is better than mine. Hot icons, debuff icons are somewhat important. I use hot icons just because I'm a druid and I really need to know when they're about to fall off or if they're about to fall off. And I'm showing you mine again. I've changed it, obviously. That was the default settings. These are the ones I like. I like the icons to be much smaller. I don't know that hot icons are too terribly important for other people, but it's still useful. I mean, you want to know when your stuff's coming off. I really need to know when my stuff's coming off. Debuffs, we already showed, like if you get the poison or the curse or whatever, it'll show the picture. Sometimes I turn that off, but generally I like to leave that on, just so that I actually, the bar turns a different color and I can see exactly what it is, and how much time's left on it, for example, because it does have a little countdown. You can put your where the icons appear. I like mine on the bar on the left or on the right side, because the names are on the left side, which you can change as well, but I like to keep mine over there. You can change the scale, you can change the size, like you can make the icons really big or you can make them really small. I like mine around about that size. And then the text on it is the numbers that count down. If you want those, like you can make it basically take up the whole thing, or you can make it not, but I usually keep mine about like that. And skin 2 sort of goes into that. There's textures, which essentially change how the bars look. I like to stick with Healbot 5, but there's all sorts of fancy ones they've got in here that look really sleek and cool and whatnot, but I just like a standard big fat green bar. Number of columns, which is it'll default make it a square for you. I have mine set up, I guess, from 25 man. So I have 5 columns, and that'll make them 5 deep. You could go with as many columns or as few columns as you want. The height and width are the height and width of each bar. You can make your bars fatter. You can make them taller. You can make them however you want them. I generally like to keep them thin and wide, just because that's the way I like it. You can do it however you want. Column and row spacers, I'm not in a raid right now, but if I was, that would be the gap between the person above you and the person to the right of you. I mean, I don't know why you would ever want to move them that far apart, but like for the rows, I keep them almost on top of each other, and for the columns, there's just a tiny gap between them. Enabled opacity, that's sort of important. It corresponds to this down here. It's the opacity of how much life they're missing. I have that set almost exactly to out of range, which I guess is probably not the smartest move. But what it does is if they're missing life, that part of their health bar will be more opaque than the rest of their health bar. If they're out of range, they'll also be opaque. If you have them not tracked for some reason, they'll just disappear on mine. And this is another one, incoming heals. If you use Healbot, or what Xpro uses is HealCom. They're linked, they're the same thing pretty much. If someone else is healing them, it'll fill up their health bar as well. It'll make it a big dark chunk will fill up, so you can see if someone else is casting a ginormous heal that maybe you shouldn't. That's sort of helpful. But you can just play with these. I mean, these are all just personal preferences, and when you get in RAID, you can just start messing with them to check how you like it to see, how you like everybody to appear. There's fonts, how font size works, and there's the aggro bar, which you can't see because I have it so small, but it's right above my head. And then mana bars I generally keep small because I really only care about the manas of the healers. There's a couple of things here you can change, just color-wise, how you want. Like this is the when it says disabled. Like right now, that's my name. Enabled is combat technically. Everybody turns yellow when we go into combat. Everybody's sort of faded out when we're not. Debuff, I don't really use that, so I don't really care. But let's see here. Your name is on the bar. Obviously, you can have the class show up on the bar too. I don't really care what class you are. I know what class you are just based on your name. You can show your health on the bar. I don't really like that as a percentage with included incoming heals and blah 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 blah. All that is delta. That's just delta is the difference between your total health and your main and your health right now. I don't want to know your health. The bar does a good enough job of displaying that information for me. You can color the text by class, and that's the text right here, the text of the class. You can color bars by class. I don't like to use that because the colors of the bars to me are for debuffs. If you have all that crap checked, you'll probably need to double line the text so that you have two lines there, and you can change the text alignment right here. That requires a UI uset, so I can't show you, but that would just show, that would move the name to the left or right. I like to keep my name on the left. But those are the two skin bars. You're going to probably want to set it up. I mean, these are really just how you like to see things. There's nothing too terribly important in here. It's just a matter of preference, how you like the bars to appear, how you like everything to look. This is how I like it to look, but that's really just an issue for you.